In question 2, the problem statement says the following numbers are obviously not perfect squares. Give reason. So we have these 8 numbers and they are not perfect squares, and we have to, without any calculations, we have to specify why these 8 numbers are not perfect squares. So before we analyze each number, let's first take a look at this incomplete table, in which the first row has all the digits from 0 to 9 that a number could possibly end in. So 0 to 9 could be, from 0 to 9 you could have all of these digits that could be the unit digit of a number. And the second row stands for the unit digit of the square of the number. So for example, let's complete this table. If a number ends in 0, then the square of that number will also end in 0. If a number ends in 1, then the square will end in 1 square or 1. If a number ends in 2, then the square will end in 4. If a number ends in 3, the square will end in 9. If a number ends in 4, then what will the square end in? Well, 4 square is 16 and the unit digit of 16 is 6. So the square will end in 6. If a number ends in 5, then the square of 5 is 25 and the unit digit of 25 is 5. So the square of the whole number will also end in 5. If a number ends in 6, then what will the square end in? The square will also end in 6 because 6 square is 36 and the unit digit of 36 is 6. And then if a number ends in 7, then the square will end in 9 because 7 square is 49 and the unit digit of 49 is 9. If a number ends in 8, then the square will end in 4 because 8 square is 64 and the unit digit of 64 is 4. And finally, if a number ends in 9, then the square will end in 1 because 9 square is 81 and the unit digit of 81 is 1. So the possible unit digit of any perfect square number are all listed in the second row. So we have 0, 1, 1 is occurring twice, then we have 4 is also occurring twice, and then we have 9 which also occurs twice, and we have 6 which occurs twice, and then we have 5. So we see that some digits are missing from this second row. So we don't have 2, we don't have 3, we don't have 7, and we don't have 8. So numbers ending in these digits 2, 3, 7 and 8 can never be perfect squares. So that's what this table tells us, and this observation is what we can apply in the present question. So the first number is 1057 and this number ends in 7, and we just saw that a perfect square cannot end in 7. So this number is not a perfect square because it ends in 7. That is the reason for this number not being a perfect square. Similarly, if we take the second number is 23453 and the unit digit of this number is 3, and we also saw that a perfect square cannot end in 3. So this number is not a perfect square because it ends in 3. That is the reason for the second part. Then in part 3, the number is 7928 and the unit digit of this number is 8. Once again, a perfect square cannot have 8 at its units place. So because this number ends in 8, it is not a perfect square. Then in part 4, the number is 222222. So 2 is repeated 6 times, but we only have to look at the units digit. The units digit is 2, and we saw that a perfect square cannot end in 2. So for part 4 also, the reason is that because this number ends in 2, it cannot be a perfect square. Then we will come to part 5. Let's first do part 6, because in part 6 also the units digit ends in 2. So in part 6, the number is 89722 and the units digit of this number is 2, and we saw that 2 cannot be the unit digit of a perfect square. So the reason this number is not a perfect square is because it ends in 2. So that is the reason for this number. that is the reason for this number not being a perfect square. Now we will look at the remaining three parts, which are parts 5 ends in 0, part 7 ends in 0, and part 8 which also ends in 0. So the thing is that 0 can be the unit digit of a perfect square. Okay, we see that for numbers ending in 0, the squares will also end in 0. So 0 can be the unit digit of a perfect square. Then what is the reason these three numbers are not perfect square? Well, to answer that question, you have to look at how many zeros are there at the end of these numbers. So let's look at the fifth number, which is 64000. If you look at the ending number of zeros, there are 3 zeros at the end of this number. And the thing is that if a perfect square ends in a 0, then the number of zeros at the end of that number must be even. And why is that? Well, take any number ending in 0. For example, let's take 500. If you find the square of 500, you will get 5 square or 25, and then these two zeros will become 4 zeros, right? So you will have an even number of zeros. Let's take another example. Let's take 70. So if you take 70 and if you find the square of 70, what will be the square of 70? So 7 square will be 49, and then this 1 0 will become 2 zeros. So again you have an even number of zeros at the end of the square. So whenever you have a 0 at the end of a perfect square, the number of zeros must be even, and that is the observation we'll apply for these three parts. In part 5, the number of zeros is odd, and hence this number is not a perfect square. So let's write this reason. So because this number ends in 3 zeros, that is why this number is not a perfect square. Then in part 7, the number is 222 and then 000, and once again we see that it has 3 zeros at the end of the number. So because this number ends in 3 zeros, this is not a perfect square, cannot be a perfect square. And finally, if we go to part 8, in part 8 the number is 505050. So if you look at the ending set of zeros, there is only 1 0 at the end, and that 1 is odd. So because this number ends in just 1 0, it cannot be a perfect square. So this is the correct answer for part 5, 7 and 8. Now in the NCERT textbook, the answers for these three parts are specified incompletely, I think. The answers are written as these numbers end with 0. But the correct answer is that these numbers end with an odd number of zeros, and that is why they cannot be perfect squares. Alright, so this completes our discussion of question number 2.
To learn more about how Cuemath can help you crack school and board exams, explore Cuemath Leap, a live online classroom program run by highly experienced and committed teachers.